We can see here on OLBG, the links in the description below the video, various tips. Man City versus Chelsea. 8 out of 12 people have made the tip that it's going to be a draw. Spurs, Swansea. Everyone thinks Spurs is going to win. This is quite early. I mean, this is December 3rd, so we have a couple of days. One of the things, betting wise, is, if you wait a bit more, we'll have more information. We'll know whether, a player's injury is very bad. If there might be surprises between now and the actual game, we might as well wait till, the match is about to begin, or even if you want to wait till halftime. So a lot of the uncontrollable events are kind of removed. We will have less uncertainty if we actually bet nearer the time or during the time. So the point here is about process, about, again, since this is the Quant channel, it's about using data. So you have financial maths, you have statistics, you have data science, data mining, whatever name you want to call it. So we also have Stoke versus Burnley. Stoke to win. And finally, Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Southampton to win. So what is the process? How would we decide whether something was a good bet or not? Well, my approach is numerical, statistical. As I said, this is the Quant channel. So what is the numerical, mathematical way to do this? Well, your guess is as good as mine, unfortunately. I mean, you wouldn't be far off by going down that route. No, I would agree with these. Man City, Chelsea, they're two top teams, title contenders. A draw is a quite likely result. City at home, though, have a very good record, but Chelsea can defend very well. So that seems a pretty good bet. I would expect Spurs to beat Swansea, since Swansea are in or just outside the relegation zone. They're not doing well at all. I mean, they got a dramatic victory the other day, but basically their form has been awful. So yes, I would agree. I would feel that Tottenham are most likely going to win. Burnley at home are very good. Away have been very poor. So yeah, this is not I'd expect Stoke to win this. I'd expect Southampton to win this because Crystal Palace have been doing very poorly. So what do I mean by that? I'll go somewhere else a bit now and then I'll come back here. So So I'm just going to use freely available open information. So this is the BBC Sports football page. I'll have the link in the description below the video. So this is basically, the news flow that you get. I mean, there's non-stop. There is no shortage of gossip, news, information, football related. That's a pity. Again, I'm an Arsenal supporter. We'll see what happened to Coutinho. So there are all kinds of pieces of information, but are they relevant? I mean, can I use this to improve my betting, improve my prediction accuracy? Well, we're going to look at a way that works. This is a starting point, so we're going to be building up. The best, most useful piece of information is the table. Ta-da! So, looking at this, my immediate, the thing that leaps out is that Chelsea seem to win. I mean, they've won 10 out of 13 games, which is nearly 80%. So that means if I get odds better than 1.25, I think so. But if I get very low odds, it would be profitable to have bet on Chelsea to win. That's a remarkably good record. These teams, so Liverpool and City, have won 9 out of 13. So again, really good going. My Arsenal, I'd take that, not in the exceptional 10 out of 13 level, but that's not bad. Too many draws. So point one, you often hear people, when they do their comments, when they do their comments on OLBG, they bundle winning and drawing together. They say, Team A is going to win. They haven't lost in the last 10 games. Well, if they drew half of them, your tip would lose. Because the tip they are recommending is that Team A is going to win. The only relevant piece of information is how often that team wins. That's why I'd look at this 10 out of 13. That's a clean bet. So there I'd go, if I have odds of if I have 1.5 on offer, 1.6, they're very attractive to back Chelsea because they are doing that well. They are converting, they are producing victories one after another. We can also see the form here. So we can see they've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've won 7 in a row, which is excellent. Arsenal have not lost in the last 10 games. I was going to say neither have Spurs, but they actually lost against Chelsea. Haha. Because Arsenal went the whole season unbeaten, so they always kind of go, oh, this team might go unbeaten, even though it's only November. So it's good that they lost. That shuts them up. Back to the point. So by looking at the table, I can see how often various teams have been winning. So one way to go is to look at the top teams like Chelsea and go, well, look, they're winning at about 80%. So they are winning very often. If I see that the bookies are giving me 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 for Chelsea to win, I think I'll take that bet. Because Chelsea are winning more than half their games. Or for half their games would mean I'd want 2.0. I'd want to double my money. For 1.5, I'd want Chelsea to win, I think, 70% of the time. Roughly. So, no, I wouldn't go for 1.2, 1.3. Yeah, sorry about that. The other potentially interesting group to bet on, if we're talking about which I'm going to bet on a team to win or lose, because Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, they are winning. They're not. So if I bet on them to win, I can see that most of the time they do, and I can estimate what would be a good price, what odds would typically make money for me. The other group are down here. So just like we have maybe, the top four teams who are, making a top four, since as an Arsenal supporter, I want to throw them in. They win quite regularly. Likewise, the bottom four lose quite regularly. So if I'm looking to bet on a team to win or lose, I'm typically interested in the top four sides and the bottom four. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to OLBG. What's going on here? Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Crystal Palace are a bottom four side. They are losing very regularly. Their form is they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. I'd be cautious because, to lose that many in a row, how long can that trend go? In a way, I'd like it if it wasn't that clean. But basically, Palace are doing badly. So I would make that bet based on the fact the Palace tend to lose. Who are they playing? Southampton. Oh yeah, Tottenham, Swansea. Swansea also doing badly. They tend to lose. Lose, lose, lose. Draw, lose, lose. They have had a new manager recently. They might be turning things around. But the basic argument would be Swansea are doing badly. They're going to lose. Tottenham are just outside the top four. I can see why people are, why it's a popular bet. I'd nearly go the other way. It's 1.36. That's saying that it's a dead cert. Tottenham are just not that good. Look, I mean, they've had draw, win, loss. So in the last 6 games, they've only won once. But getting back to the point, and just to kind of wrap things up, the table kind of lets us, is far more useful than just the news flow that we had when we began on the BBC page, talking about, oh, this player is injured, or this manager doesn't like this other manager, or the main data flow, the main news, most of it is not relevant for us for determining whether it's a good bet or not. The table is fantastic. Now we can kind of go, I don't know. So also Spurs are not even top 4. So they're just outside. They've won less than half of their games. So again, I mean, how are people thinking that Spurs to win at 1.36 is a very attractive bet? And they are, and people are putting their money behind that. So I'd be not very excited by that bet. Finally, Stoke Burnley. Well, I think I was saying that Burnley away are awful. But you can see here, Stoke 4-4-5. So they win, draw, lose. They've only won a third of their games. And Burnley have lost half. So again, 1.67. That's a very sure thing kind of odds. It's unclear. Now Burnley just lost against Man City. It was a good game. Stoke played well and won yesterday or over the weekend. So I just want to look at Palace. Palace Southampton one more time. Palace have just been losing. So that would be the reason to back them. Southampton, though, don't win that regularly. So what I mean is, even though these teams are poor, your mainstream teams, they don't tend to win. They win once in a while. So I'd not really think of, well, the Swansea one, I think the odds are way too low, so that wouldn't be attractive. Stoke Burnley, ooh, tricky. It's not bad, I don't think. I'm not going to cover why today, but I'll tell you. I mean, I'm not going to show you how I got it, but basically Burnley are really good at home. I mean, I think they're one of the best home forms in the league. But they are absolutely rubbish away. And that would be why this is not a bad bet. But I mean, Burnley really are awful. Here, Southampton are kind of doing okay. Well, I mean, again, they're not expected to. They're not fighting to win the title or anything. They're doing fine. They're doing well. Palace are under real pressure. Okay, so that's what we can do with the table. The table helps us focus our minds, because otherwise, yes, I can go, oh, Swansea are rubbish, Spurs are brilliant. If you listen to the radio commentary and stuff, you non-stop hear about how great Spurs are. Why? I have no idea. They're good, but they are not very good. So again, we can see here, they're fifth. And what's good about that? I mean, they draw far too many games. Their defense is good, but they're just not scoring goals. So that's the basic pillar of betting. You know, your data. You can look at the different teams and kind of say, well, this team seems to win, as in Chelsea. So if I'd be happy to back Chelsea to win. But I really don't see, Chelsea, Spurs win less than half of their games. So if I'd be looking for double my money odds to break even on Spurs to win, while here they're offering me something like 3-1 on. But so those odds make no sense at all. So that's what I wanted to really talk about today. That just builds the bridge between OLBG, people looking at different markets and tipping where they think there's good value. I looked at the league table, which is the core of our analysis. And looking at that, we looked at, well, there are a group of teams, maybe the top 3 or 4, who win more often than not. So I'd be happy to back those teams to win. And then there are the weaker teams who tend to lose. So I'd be willing to bet that they're going to lose. The point was that there are 3 possible results. You can win, draw, or lose. So don't just think of fall into the trap of going, oh, this team hasn't lost for ages, but they haven't won. So in this game, Tottenham's Swansea are in the bottom 4. They are one of the teams that lose all the time. So I'd be happy to bet on Swansea to lose. Spurs are just outside the top 4, but I might consider backing them to win. But I reject this bet because the odds are awful. If I win, I basically get no money. 1.36. While if they draw or lose, I lose. So this isn't I would be looking to take on this bet. I'd be looking to take the money of anyone who wanted to back Spurs due to the price. Tottenham do tend to win. No, sorry. Tottenham are just outside the fringe, but they win less than half of their games. Swansea have been doing badly, but I think they're a good team. I think they've got a good manager. They know that Tottenham are desperate to win. They've been having a bad time. They've been drawing, losing. So Spurs are desperate for a win. Swansea can counterattack. They just sit back, knowing that Tottenham are unable to score. They have been struggling to score. And the crowd will rapidly turn on the team as they go, how can you not beat Swansea? They are rubbish. We are brilliant. Oh, sell that player, sack the man. So I'd be looking to take those bets. Next, we'll peel back layers and go and take another step deeper. Till then,